straight away. Jesus. These Sazanamis are absolutely fantastic. Not a big brim by any stretch of the imagination, but good enough. Come here, fella. You might be a bit foul hooked, he is. But there you go. Let's just undo that bail arm there. Brim on Sazanami, or Shazza, and they absolutely just engulf this little lure. I mean, that colour is an absolute beauty anyway. But let's get him unhooked and yeah, get on to the next one, I guess. G'day guys, and welcome to another episode. And today we're here to do the review on, of course, one of the most hottest lures coming to brim fishing, the Daiwa Sazanami. Now you can call them Sazanamis, Shazzas, or in my case I just refer to them as a sushi because they're almost like a perfect little sushi for the brim. Now we'll start off with, of course, our first impressions. At 60 mil long, we look at these two lures and we go, where have we seen these before? And that's right, if you look really closely, they represent pretty much a double clutch, but they're not a double clutch, of course. Very similar profile, fantastic profile actually. And my first impressions on these is I'm absolutely loving some of the color schemes that they've come up with and the hard wearing finish. But what I do love most about this lure is that beautiful, beautiful little bib at the front, which means these lures become one of the ultimate flats weapons. Boy, have we given these particular lures a hiding, especially over those flats. And what we've found with these, that they are actually one of the most perfect little flats lure profiles you can come up with. Beautiful, slender, little candies for the brim. And the best thing of all is because they've got this beautiful little cast system on the inside, they rocket over the cast and you can really punch them into those headwinds well. These lures really do a great job. They're actually fantastic, especially if you've got some of that really annoying weed that's only sitting, maybe 10 centimeters under the surface. You hold that rod tip high and twitch, you can cruise these straight over the top and you watch the brim come out and absolutely annihilate them. So as a flats lure, I really think these lures hold their own and hold it well. Now the good thing with the Sazanami is the price is very consistent. We pretty much found them for about the $24.99 mark across all platforms of the fishing tackle stores and online stores, etc. So no matter where you look, you should be able to find them for about that $24.99 mark, which is very comparative to pretty much all brim lures on the market. So you're getting pretty good value for money with this little fella. So we'll start with the pros on this lure. The pros to me is the perfect finish that you get with these. I mean, the finish, especially with these little silver flanks down here on the belly that you can see there, hopefully, maybe not. But it really does provide a heck of a lot of flash, especially when cruising across the flats. The hooks on these have proven to be very strong. I mean, we've given these lures an absolute hiding, as I've said, and we haven't straightened one hook yet. We've found the finish on them, because it's I guess an impregnated colour, to be very, very durable. So I suppose if you're the type of angler that really enjoys marked up lures and gouges out of it and chip paintwork, then this may not be the lure for you, because the finish holds up really well. I mean, we show you this one here, and I know this camera doesn't pick it up great, but that lure has probably accounted so far for about 30 fish, and it's still looking pretty good. I mean, there's scratches, but that's all right. And of course, they cast exceptionally well, so that's another major pro for the Sazanami. Now, the only con I can come up with this lure, and I'm talking the only con, is the color range is fairly limited. Now, with an Australian market, especially when we know how well like the Carmen Red from Zip Baits does and all those red flashy lures work, I can't believe we haven't seen a red Sazanami, especially when they have them in the range on some of their other, little finesse lures. I thought we might have seen it. So I suppose you're wondering, what would be the alternative to the Sazanami? Well, we need to keep in mind that as this is a very slender, shallow diving lure, I think the only lure that I've found comparable to these in both quality and cast ability would definitely be the Riggy 56 from Zip Baits. So certainly a lure that I intend to do a lot of side-by-side comparisons coming up. But as I said, if you're looking for the alternative lure to this Sazanami, you're going to be looking at the Riggy 56. So I guess we've got to come up with the conclusion on how much do we really like the Sazanami. Well, look, I'll give you a bit of a insight. These are my only 2 Sazanamis left, and that was out of about 10 I've purchased. So they absolutely get destroyed. They get dragged back into snags and busted off like you wouldn't believe. And I tell you what, there's so little cons that I couldn't be happier with this lure, really. And as I said, that one con is the only reason that we're going to neglect a little bit away from the 10 out of 10 score. I mean, absolutely, these are an 8 out of 10 lure. They're a lure that I think everyone must have in their tackle box, and one that I'm certainly going to keep in mind. So guys, I hope this little review on the Sazanami highlights a few things, and I hope it helps you out. Till next time guys, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. See you later.